Welcome back. We'll go to the UK now, where the new Tory leader Kemi Badenoch has unveiled a tough new approach to immigration, warning that the current rates are unsustainable.
Our country cannot sustain the numbers we have seen. We are reducing the quality of life for people already here because immigration is at a pace too fast to maintain public services, and at a rate where it is next to impossible to integrate those from radically different cultures.
Joining me now, Sophie Elsworth, and I'm very pleased to use her new title, our News Corp UK correspondent. Well, great to see you, Soph. She is not going to die wondering. I think Kemi Badenoch's really going to hit this job hard. She's up against Keir Starmer. We've talked about him. He's fallen so far, so fast. How do you think her approach is going to... I mean, I know you're 4.5 years away now from an election, but how's her approach going to go down with voters, do you think?
Well, Peter, being on the ground here in London, speaking to many people, one of the key issues they talk about is the migration problem. So I think this will resonate very much with the British public. People are saying this is an issue now, but not forgetting under the Conservative Party in 2022, they had record numbers of net migration here, over 700,000. Now, since the July election, they've had 20,000 small boats across the channel. So it is a real problem here, and the Brits are very concerned about it.
I've been watching with interest the growth of the farmer movement. You know, Starmer back our farmers. You see it all the way across social media. This is over a death tax, basically an inheritance tax, which would force a lot of the smaller producers to sell off their land, and it'll threaten Britain's food security. But this is, you know, as I mentioned, just another instance of dissatisfaction with this new government. There's that petition, we've mentioned it before, 2.5 million signatures, close to nearly 3 million signatures. There'll be a debate over the petition in the Parliament scheduled for January. But this is huge news in Britain, isn't it, Soph?
It absolutely is, Peter. I mean, the fact that there's nearly 3 million signatures on this petition. Look, I don't think it will eventuate to anything, but it definitely puts Prime Minister Keir Starmer under pressure and shows that a lot of people are not happy. He has had a really bad start since he was elected to office back in July. And again, speaking to people, just walking the streets of London, asking people what they think, they are lining up to say they are not happy with him. So he has definitely had a very shaky start. And this inheritance tax is one of those big issues that has drawn a lot of attention.
And what about the mood in Britain generally? I mean, you've got a war in Ukraine. They've obviously been watching that very closely and involved. But you've got the stench of anti-Semitism. You know, when I was there in those big protest rallies, pro-Palestine rallies, they're still a feature of weekly life in London. What's your sense of it?
Well, a lot of the issues we have in Australia, Peter, really are quite similar to the issues here. There is a problem with anti-Semitism. You know, there is issues with migration. There is issues with cost of living. A lot of the issues that we see at home in Australia are very similar to here, and people are concerned.
We've got to get you an Australian flag to go behind you there, Sophie. Don't forget where you came from. We look forward to catching up soon.